Yoski Broskis. Coming up is a part of the almost 13-hour-long Wowee Super Spec Sheet re-ranking talk show, epic stream, marathon, and giveaway extravaganza. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and enjoy. Alrighty, so next up, we've got, on the schedule, we've got CryptoKong as well as Sir Worm. And we're gonna bring him in. We're gonna bring him in right now. Let's see. Are we on time? We're a little bit on time. How cool!
That's all good.
Heck yeah! Hey guys, how's it going?
Gentlemen, welcome.
Kong, how you
guys?
doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, Kong. How about you, Sir Worm? Are you?
Yeah, Worm is still muted. It looks like.
Are you audible?
Okay, now can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. Awesome.
I muted myself. That's good. That's good stuff.
All right, guys. So what's up? What's been going on?
Wow. Thanks for having me on, dudes. This is awesome. Hey, I just want to say real quick before we get started, man, I don't think I've ever been able to tell you guys, Maddie, Bogside Chats, man, my #1 favorite show since I've been in DFK all the way.
Thanks, dude.
Perilous journey, man. Like, you guys have always had that camaraderie, that the right amount of comedy, business. It's all been like the trifecta, you three, and I've never had an opportunity over 2 years to tell you guys that, man. So, and then Wowee, man, this community needs somebody like you and your mind so much, dude. I always look forward to your stuff. Keep it going. I know it's not easy getting the determination to go and do this all the time, man. So big kudos. And then obviously, Sir Worm, you know, I love you, man. You have like this calming aura. Like, I feel like I'm meditating when I'm listening to your shows, man. So just wanted to give all you guys a shout out.
Thank you for those kind words.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
awesome,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
I love seeing your stuff with you, with Grady. I mean, like, you two as a duo, I think, works really well.
I mean,
like top notch.
And we're gonna chat a lot, but we got to start off. Kong, we got to talk about Mexico. I'm dying to hear. I'm dying to hear about your experience. You know, we all watched it. We saw you in the corner. I was watching it with some people. I think I was on the Mythic Squad. They had their mayhem on. I'm like, oh, there's Kong! Like I yelled it out when I saw it, like on the live stream.
Man, I'll tell you guys that, you know, they say I wasn't even a fighter, and they say something about when you're there in that moment, everything kind of closes in. And just me being on the corner when he was going down into the pit, like it all got slow motion to me. And I was like, oh, shit. And then just the whole thing was just like a slow motion movie to me as it was happening, that like I wanted to jump in there, you know, the whole time and do something, you know, but it was like had like straps around me and couldn't do anything. It was a awesome experience. Experience of a lifetime, man. It was a lot of really cool relationships and connections made, and I think that'll carry, you know, us and Grady and this project and, you know, a few others into the future. So it was cool all around, man. Me and Dreamer really connected, which was, of course, awesome.
Cool.
You know, not that I really needed that, but just to you know, meet him in real life just solidified everything I've, you know, thought over the last couple of years. So,
well, I really want to pin this down. When he came back to the corner, I think after like round 1, like, do you remember like did he say anything? Like, what did you say to him in that moment? What was he thinking, like mid fight, like when you got to like actually talk to him?
I think he was so gassed. I think that everybody was just stunned at how quickly all that energy was zapped. And right before, it went from like total, complete one end of the spectrum, 180 to the other. Because when we were right backstage, right before he came out, you would have thought he was about to do a show in his desk right there at his house. He was so calm, like, or he was about to be watching the fight and didn't have anything to do with it. But man, and then it went to once he had to get down there, and I think he took that first hit, and that's when it became real. And then, he started tensing up and flexing and jumping around and moving, and all that was taking energy out of him up that high elevation.
No, yeah, totally.
And then just not having the experience that Eric just had this calmness about him, like he had been there before, which obviously he had. So, but you got to get that first one behind you. And I know Grady is in recovery mode right now. I'm sure everybody that knows him knows how he gets after a big event. So he's in that decompression phase, but he's doing good.
No, that's awesome.
Great to hear.
That's good. Huge props to him and Dreamer and everybody who got into the ring. I mean, that's something that's never going to be part of my life, but it's super impressive that they even got out there, regardless of the results.
Just the mental part is really what blew me away, man. I didn't really have a grasp, because you see, we were back there, in the backstage area with those real fighters as well. Those pros, the guys, because they had a split red side and blue side, and just watching those dudes minutes leading up to. And the training, the kicking, and the warming up that they're doing, it's like, holy shit, man, this is a real deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
But cool experience, man. Cool. I think it was great for everybody involved.
Well, yeah, and then so this is kind of a segue question that'll bring us back to DFK. How many people at that event? And obviously, I don't know, you can't give me the exact numbers, but how many people even were aware of crypto? Was it exposure to a lot of new people to the scene?
Yeah, I mean, I think just as far as locally there, I think probably 75 to 85% of those people were all locals that were huge into combat sports and trying to get their big break. And all those local Mexican guys pretty much won that were fighting in that event because they were all from there. And but no, as far as how many people knew about crypto, I'd say maybe 10 or 15% of those 70 to 85%. So, and a lot of those people stuck around. We expected almost everybody to leave, once Grady's fight was about to start and they had that transition, those rapper dudes. But a lot of people stayed, man. And I think the ones that stayed were glad they did. So I think I know Grady picked up a ton of followers on X. So.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's fun just for the fact of it, but the other goal here was to get exposure for DFK, and I think that we accomplished that, right? I mean,
yeah, even within crypto, I mean, Dreamer, big props to Dreamer as well. I can't overshadow that as far as the grind that man has been putting in lately and the respect that he's been getting from people that aren't involved in gaming or even in crypto. I mean, there's a dude that's doing these gummies with Karate Combat, and he's in his, mid 50s probably, and we were shooting the stuff, and he was showing interest in the game. So he's just slowly one connection at a time, and then probably a bunch all together, just, building those bridges, man. That dude is a grinder.
There's just something about DFK that brings everyone together.
Yeah, man. Pretty cool stuff.
So Sir Worm, what's been going on in your corner recently?
Oh, was that a pun with corner? Is that a
just trying to keep the stream on a regular flow on Tuesdays after Bogside. It's a great lead-in to my show, but I mean, they're the star of the Tuesday, and I'm just picking up the pieces, and I just want to get my perspective out there and get other people's. More important to get other people's perspective out there, because I'm trying to at least bring on a member of the community every week. Is what my goal is over this year. Definitely have repeat guests and stuff like that, but Wowee, you've been on. I would have asked the Bogside guys on, but they just spoke for an hour and a half.
So we got to talk it out, but I can keep talking. Trust me.
I mean, yeah, Maddie does hang in with me for every 6-hour stream, and he's going with me for 12 hours today.
12-hour stream, yeah, exactly. Plus, if I figure out if I'm streaming and they're not, then I can easily, try to ask one of them on. But mine shows a lot more casual and just get the feel of like what people think of DFK, what they think of what's currently going on, and just trying to keep that, try to keep up with you guys and all the great content that's been putting out there with Sarge and with you and Dogside and ADFK.
Worm, I do want to give you props. I really enjoy the ones you did with Wowee and then SI and Too Honest. I think some of your most recent ones.
Yeah. It's when big events are coming on. The content just writes itself, kind of.
Well, no, but like the fact that you guys all kind of had the Mythic Squad tournament, you participated that and you did very well in it. The fact that like there was like actual strategy to talk about. They're really interesting episodes where you guys talk about kind of like much more of the gaming aspect of of DFK.
Yeah. I mean, I have to credit Wowee for his stream was the one that turned on the light for me as far as like what triggers the Mamba Boar has, and I go like, oh, because before I was just like, I'm just flashing buttons and trying to figure out what's happening. And I keep getting rampaged, and I don't know why. And then you go like, oh, it's way more strategic than that, and I have to look for those little things. And Chris, you have the Wowies and the Bob Nothings, and it's like second nature to them. So to me, I go like, let me play this again and see. But once I get a strategy down and it works, I'll just keep hammering it, which I have not done since the latest patch, which is kind of scary.
So I don't know about you guys, but I was just going to ask. I've thought just in general that this new hunt has been a little easier to figure out than the boars were in the beginning, and I don't know if everybody else has that same sentiment or if it's just because we know a little bit more now that it's the second hunt. Do you guys feel that way as well?
Yeah, I do personally, just because I know what the skills are supposed to do. I've seen what the monsters or the boards can do, so now you're just trying to see what other new moves are going to be. It was just we were in kindergarten when we went in the boards, and now maybe we're like in fourth grade. So with just a rock box, that's right. That's how I feel. Like, okay, I got some knowledge, but I'm definitely still a baby in all this.
I think I do like that analogy, Worm. But Kong, I think I think what I would say is, because I do think it's harder. However, I think the window, like the winning, like how you win, how you beat the challenge, is very narrow. And if you can hit that narrow window, I think it becomes sort of very straightforward.
Right. Whereas it's like getting a strike in bowling,
Right. Yeah.
That perfect roll.
Whereas like boar hunts, I think you can get to it in a variety of different ways. So I think it's kind of a more varied kind of gameplay. Whereas like the rock box, I think it's a very specific kind of thing where you got to do the right amount of damage at the right amount of time. And if you hit that, it's kind of like you're in the golden zone.
Honest and Be Easy and Skiller did a show last night. I'm sure some of you guys saw, and I thought they hit the nail on the head, where it's just a different strategy with these chickens, and you can't beat around the bush. You gotta strike quick while the iron's hot versus the boars.
100%. Exactly. It's really finessed, right? Because
right.
It really is like, it's the difference between playing like a violin and playing the drums, right? Where the violin's like, okay, don't kill a baby boar right now. We gotta wait for our turn. Wait for it. Here we go. All right, let's go. Don't miss. Whereas with the rock box, it's seeming that the best strategy is kill it, hit it.
Yeah, and finesse is key, because that is the crystal for dexterity, and you need lots of it. My gosh, because when you miss, it is with the rock box, I think it's 10 times worse than.
No, I literally broke a key I used two keyboards because I got two different operating systems on two computers, and I broke the space bar on one of my keyboard from a miss about a week ago, and I got another one on order.
I've had a couple moments where I've been a little violent with my mouse. But luckily, no damage was done. But Yeah, especially I feel like, and again, I don't have any evidence of this, but I feel like after the patch last night, was that last night?
Yeah.
I feel like the boars were hitting harder, the Rockbox were hitting harder.
They were.
Because they
got buffed.
I mean, I haven't played, but Mama gets harder as you kill her babies. That's part of the patch.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
like what was it? So hard boiled got buffed. So that the taunt buff that the mama bot gets, right? They lessened that and just spread it out. So now every time that you kill a baby bok, the like a small portion of the old taunt buff gets applied permanently to the mama bot.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while taunted or while an ally is dead, the mama bot gets 10% attack, 10% speed, and a 50% chance to push one on hit. So they brought push mechanics back.
And the body slam is probably going to be more frequent and sooner.
Yeah, and it ramps up as well. So so they made body slam ramp up in damage every time it gets used, and every time the mama bok lays an egg, her attack is increased by 5%. Oh no, it's doubled. It's now 10%.
Yeah, I haven't played since the new patch. Because I know what my strategy is. It has now been seriously nerfed, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going, okay, because I was like a swiftness potion maxi. I'm like, I don't care. It may feel like cheating, and it was because it was programmed. You weren't supposed to go that many turns. It didn't seem like it.
That's why it costs so much.
Like, okay, let's. I'm gonna have to play and figure it out. I just haven't played. I haven't had the time yet.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, my core strategy got completely and utterly destroyed with the patch. Yeah. So I was a one small stone maxi. I'm sure everyone is aware of that.
I was too.
I actually specifically doubled down. I did. So I think Bolon did this on purpose, right? So I went ahead and made a legendary archer with blue luck with a greater fortune stone applied, right? And this was specifically to maximize the amount of luck I could get, right? So it's sitting at level 10 with 43 luck. It's like I think it's like in line for one of the highest. I think France told me it was top 10 in the game, not just out of archers, but top 10 like luck for an archer period. I can't remember what the statistic was. It's in the top 10%. Just at level 10, it's the lowest level. And my buddy here was supposed to be he was just supposed to be a pebble Gatling gun, spamming one small stone over and over and over and over and over again, and it was hitting like a truck. I think I hit over 400 with it.
Damn.
And now I can only do it every 3 turns. So I think Bolon did it very appropriately. Like in my head canon, Bolon's the one that pulls the levers on. Okay, now let's nerf it, because as soon as I made this one small stone machine and aped into a air quote broken mechanic, he made me pay for it.
And I think us as streamers are our own worst enemies, because we're telling them our strategies and putting it out there, and so like, oh yeah, that is broken.
I mean, I agree with that to some degree, but also I do kind of think that's kind of the beauty of this like Web3 thing, that it's simultaneously being played and created, you know, like and we own the assets, and like it's all like blended in as like one giant machine, which I kind of love.
So
I know what you mean.
To speak to that, Maddie, did you see where Emerson was doing that stream, and he had mentioned that he accidentally went into battle without any potions, and that he would like some kind of confirmation and it was like the next day.
Yeah,
right. It's like a prompt. Yeah. No, it's super cool. I love that. I mean, obviously going back to like the Vizzies, like that whole kind of thing, like the fact that the community can interact so much with the team. Yes, there's going to be negatives, like our favorite moves might get nerfed, but I think in general, I think it's a positive. In general,
I think it's definitely a positive, and I love it. You know, if I put something out there, and I think it's broken, and I even say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, I should expect it to get nerfed, or I'm challenging them to do so. But I mean, I'd definitely rather have it that way than not do anything at all, and we just keep going on this week. Yeah, I think Small Stone needed to be nerfed. I don't know if Amnesia 2 seems a little bit on the other side, but you know, it is what it is. You'll just have to get 3 moves.
Isn't there a scholar like might be a level 10 move that removes amnesia?
I think you're right.
I don't think it's scholar. I think it's seer.
Is it seer? Oh, it might be seer.
Yeah, I think seer. I think seer removes amnesia as well as lets you go another turn.
So Bye-bye Priest, hello Seer.
Well, I just want to say, if the Seer's coming out next as the class, right, that's not going to exist anymore.
Yeah.
There's no way.
What level skill was that?
Hold on. Is this the first time we need to pull up the spec sheet?
It might be. I've got it right here. Now, I just want to preface, right? Like, anything you see that's got a freaking Wowee on it, or probably even a triple S, is going to be revisited and, like, nerfed into the ground. And at the time, the Seer had the most Wowees, right? Out of any Wowee ratings.
I would temper that back a little bit. I would say the ones that are Wowee have a high likelihood of being adjusted by the team. I wouldn't say, like, they're for sure going to be nerfed, you know?
Well, let's just say this. One Small Stone I had marked as an A. Like, out of all of the radios, right in the middle, I was like, this is pretty okay.
Well, did they change it from that rating? Like, was the...
Let's see. Yeah, no, they changed One Small Stone. They did. They made it better. They buffed
since that. Yeah, because they gave it the extra damage on it,
and then the crit multiplier, and and the pierce was like 40%. Okay. They buffed it, and then they nerfed the crap out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see.
So is it better or worse now than your original?
Honestly, I think right now it's in a really good spot. I would actually still rate it higher than A right now.
Yeah.
And Umfreak is completely right with such little cooldowns on archers was definitely broken. And he's right.
Right.
And I would say the only comment I would make about that is incentivize using basic attacks. Basic attacks can't just be a small amount of damage and then a teeny tiny chance for something to happen. Like, we're talking one out of every 20 hits, not including misses. 1 out of every 20 hits, you have a chance, depending on your weapon, for something to take place. Like, what with the mace, it's a 5% chance to daze. With the dagger, it's a 5% chance to bleed, right? And then we have our other weapon drops that are out right now that have small chances to do something whenever they attack. I think incentivizing basic attacks or utilizing equipment to have basic attack functions attached to them, so it makes the basic attack feel more varied and useful throughout, like, the I can basically flavor my basic attack. But I think having something like 5 to 8% is way too low. I think we need to see things in like the 20 to 35% region. Maybe not as like crazy as like stacking a bleed, or maybe even a bleed stack would be fine.
But I want to push back on this because I don't love that idea, to be honest. I want basic attacks to be kind of underwhelming unless it's a class that specifically is designed. So Berserker, Warrior, some of these other ones who their basic attack is kind of their bread and butter. You know, I don't mind them having a little bit of a bonus compared to kind of like your average, but like an across the board incentivizing basic attacks, I don't know if I want to see that really.
So here's what I mean, right? Well, it's not about incentivizing the effect or damage of the basic attack. It's incentivizing the feel of a basic attack. Because for a warrior, let's say, right, the basic attack is part of its rotation. You know, you can build a bleed warrior, and the way you build a bleed warrior is you build it with what is it, Gladiator Strike, and that is you go back and forth. Let's see if
and then Rapid Onslaught. I'll
bring it up real quick, so I'm not just like talking to a wall here. Let's see. Can I get any warrior? Any warrior will do, please. And, you know what this
happens to be is mythic.
Just happens to be. Just happens to be. So you build with Gladiator Strike, right? And this is a bleed warrior, and it does. And you build with Punish because it has an additional like effect if the target is bleeding. And your entire rotation is to Gladiator Strike and then Basic Attack, or Basic Attack rather first, because it combos from Basic Attack and deals more damage. Or it has the chance to bleed is off the Basic Attack combo. So your rotation here is Basic Attack, Gladiator Strike, until and you just repeat that until you get a bleed, and then you use your Punish on cooldown to get the extra damage. That's the easiest way to play a warrior. Like, this is turn brain off, play warrior, Basic Attack, Gladiator Strike until bleed, stack bleeds, and while Punish. Like, that's all you do, right?
That's something similar to what I do, just brainless, like I like it. So.
Right, but because exactly. The Basic Attack is a part of the warrior's rotation, the Basic Attack is going to feel more important because it's spacing everything out, right? So if you use Punish, Amnesia 2 gives you a Basic Attack and a Gladiator Strike before Punish is open again. So that gives you a true rotation. So your rotation becomes Basic Attack, Gladiator Strike, Punish. Basic Attack, Gladiator Strike, Punish, if you get your bleeds. But what I'm saying is with the Basic Attack incentivization, you want to be able to flavor that. Say, like, for instance, all daggers have the innate chance to stack a bleed at 5%, right? Now, I want this to have, let's say, a muted blind effect, right? Say it's a special dagger, it's baseline dagger, all of them have 5% chance to stack a bleed.
It shines
it's a special rare dagger that dropped off something else, you know, whatever. And it has a 20% chance to apply blind for 2 turns.
On a basic attack?
On a basic.
I mean, that's a massive weapon. That's like a mythic weapon in my mind.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like a special rarity weapon. Yeah. It does its appeal isn't in the damage it does, but it's okay, would I rather go for the effect of my basic attack or go for something else? Or in the case of so my special archer, which now is Amnesia full, give me a reason to use basic attack outside of my main combo, right? Because I've only got 94 mana, and I think that they're nerfing by adding Amnesia is a really good idea. Like, yeah, I'm upset about it because I can't cheese everything anymore, but it makes sense, right? So
but here's the thing. I think because I think I'm agreeing with you to some degree here. I like the idea of weapons or moves. Skill tree selections that incentivize you to use your basic attack. I really like that idea. I don't think the basic attack itself innately needs any other sort of bonus, though.
I don't want to feel as though my turn is otherwise skipped outside of dealing a little bit of damage when that is a lever of strategy I could be utilizing. And this is just in terms of like game design, right? Like, I would like to be able to flavor my basic attack in a multitude of ways, right? And that just adds an additional layer. Yes, it can make basic attacks powerful, or really just more powerful than they are right now. I think it's not very hard to do that, but I don't think it would make it imbalanced, especially if you build a character in the early stages, right? Because we spam, all our mana's gone, and we're kaput, right? Right now, what they've done is space out how you eat up your mana. So one small stone, I was able to spam that constantly until I just ran out of mana. I think with this particular one, I was able to do it like 8 times in a row, and then it was just basic attacks, right? Now, if I wanted to use one small stone and say multi-shot and like throw in a piercing arrow every now and then, like it's a good rotation to use because I'm going to be utilizing something else. I think that's what they're taking into consideration when they make these changes as well, is how often are you switching up what you do in combat? If all you're doing is going in and you're spamming one thing, expect that to be changed so you use a variety of something else. Right.
Yeah. Right. And I understand we're looking at warrior and archer on this, but like stuff like, you know, many magic class where their basic attack is spell and it has a range and you can hit any of your 3 opponents with it. I think giving that any other little bonus like is going to make those classes, you know, very dangerous because like with the range, if you give a basic ranged attack anything more than the basic damage that it does, you're looking at a potential problem there.
Well, say, what about a basic attack for a priest?
That's what I mean. Like,
how about like a 15? Not only does it do like nothing, right? It's almost the equivalency of clicking skip turn, except you can proc certain things from an enemy, like retaliate or some sort of counter. Like, it's only negatives if I choose basic attack. I might as well skip turn. Why not give me a benefit? Maybe I've got a 15% chance on a basic attack to self-cleanse 1 debuff.
Oh, that's crazy. That's going to be overpowered. Like, it needs to be weak. Otherwise, these classes are just, it's going to be auto-pick a priest, if that's the case.
Well, you know what I mean? A 15% chance to get rid of a buff? I don't think so. And it works in flavor.
I mean, I think it would have to be something even less than that, like
not a buff. My bad.
5%.
A debuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It would have to be like 5%, or maybe even less, like 1% even. Like adding such bonuses to basic attacks, I think is a real problem with balance.
I think that's why weapons will become
right. The weapons will be the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Weapons will be the thing because plus you have all those enhancement slots, which probably would boost your basic attack, or could. But we don't know yet. But
right,
there will be some variety there.
We need and we've talked about this a little bit on the secret ADFK chat. I think they are going to have to do a revamp of how equipment slots work. I think, or at least they're going to have to explain it to us a little bit clearer. Because like with the subclasses and how that secondary slot works. I'm very curious how some of the class interactions are going to work with certain weapons, you know?
Right. I agree with you. It won't come into play until subclass actually.
Right. Yeah. It's a long ways out. But I think, I like the idea with weapons being potentially the basic attack bonuses, not an inherent bonus with a basic attack.
Right. I think that's where it's going to lie, is with the weapon itself.
Yeah.
So, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, no, I think Wowee is off his rocker here.
You think I'm off? So I'm just going based off of like gameplay.
By the way,
it would be more fun.
This whole time, YouTube chat has agreed with me. They've been very anti your idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I'm feeling it, and I'm sure you will all come around. Specifically, Sticks intern is like hauling me out of here.
He said he can't wait to debate you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's like he's coming out. He's going to be coming in hot. I know this is a hot take, but I mean, Dank Nation's got a point right here. The priest or support, Gore Staff has a 25 to 30% chance to daze Mama's charge.
There you go.
Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
No, but again, that's because it's a equipment that is being added.
Correct.
Without that equipment, the basic attack is going to be a little underwhelming, and that's fine by me.
But that's my point. And yes, Sticks intern, I do have admittedly built potato teams, but I think anybody should be capable of doing something with regular heroes, not just ones that were built for monsters, right? So my whole point is, like, with the example of the Gore Staff has a 20 to 30% chance to daze Mama's charge, right? That's a great example, right? Because in the moment, it takes me from, let's see, do I want to attempt to daze the Mama Boar's charge, or do I want to heal up for the wild charge? It gives me an extra layer of strategy. It gives me a very niche flavor to my basic attack, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I do like the idea of like you said, having that small, tiny window of potential, not guaranteed opportunity at the very end game, spot. But like maybe what Maddie said, more like a 1 to 3% versus a 15. Plus, I remember I think Hubert, maybe I heard incorrectly, but it sounded like he was perturbed or off put by that potential as well because of how it would reverberate for the rest of the ecosystem, as things developed if it had too much on it. But I think a small, tiny percentage, why not?
Yeah, I agree. It would just open up a different way to play, right? That can easily be modified by the development team. You know what I mean? I don't think there should ever be a 100% guaranteed like effect from a basic attack, but like the chance to switch it up a little bit, which it's already there. It's already there as a small percentage chance. I'm just saying I want basic attacks to feel a little bit like not as if they're using abilities that require mana. I just don't want it to feel as if I have to, like, would I have been better skipping a turn here or using the basic attack? I mean, specifically on the priest. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do 17 damage.
Yeah, priest. No, I rarely ever use their basic attack unless I got like the enemy has like 10 hit points and I could end the game. But
yeah.
but very so, which becomes but I think that's the way it should be, because with the casters you're more about managing your mana and your abilities, while it may not be that way with the DPS guys or the other support guys, the physical support.
Yeah, agreed.
Your thieves and stuff like that. Like, we'll see, because and you can tell at least somewhat because you're bringing in heroes, maybe top end heroes of just no codex heroes. I mean, I play with a ninja on a semi-regular basis, but trying to do it with my dragoon, I wish she could hit a little bit harder. But the fact that she could do 1 and 2, P1 and P2, that's useful.
Yeah,
the real quick ones, the ninjas and the shapeshifters and stuff, they're a lot of fun, and I hit hard enough, and the ninja does 5% bleed that it gets decent critical strike because the luck is high.
I think those high agility classes are kind of the only non-codex ones that are playable right now.
Well, you can have your meat shields, your ones with high hit points. If you want,
I don't know.
If strength is high enough, you could probably hit half decently.
But if they don't have the dex and they're missing, they're really just a waste of a slot,
Yeah. I think it's more boar viable than probably
right.
Viable.
So. And because I agree with you on that dragoon thing. The dragoons I thought they'd be a better kind of non-codex member of in these boar hunts, and they're kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing. I had the mythic dragoon, the only one I had. It was, I think they're like level 12 or something like that. And
yeah,
it just wasn't hitting. It's like getting 60 and 70, and I didn't have high enough luck to get enough critical strikes like my ninja was. Which is my legendary ninja. I love playing with her because she evades half of the attacks, and then she's hitting for critical strikes. Maybe 10% of the time, and and you got that 5% chance of bleed. I go like, oh yeah, I'm liking this. So.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good discussion because I think that all the counterparts to my I guess, which was a super hot take. And remember, I'm not complaining. I'm trying to flesh out how we're going to be feeling later. I am always looking ahead, like years, in how the game is going to feel, right? And obviously, right now, at the beginning of the game, it's not going to feel as though we're like superhero. It's not like we're assembling a team of the Avengers and going out and just like slaughtering everything, right? The game's going to be difficult.
Maybe your heroes aren't Avengers, but mine are.
Yeah, no, definitely not. They are like what that archer I showed you was literally the only one I've ever made on purpose. But it's all going to feel like on the potato side, and this is to give like credit to Sticks Intern's point. The potatoes are going to feel worse right now than they will in the future. In the future, this is what's probably going to take place is we're going to have flavored basic attacks based on what weapon we have equipped. There's going to be special effects that are going to be, you know, I'd say probably capped out at around 50 to 75% of an occurrence at the end game level. And some people are going to be building around a weapon rather than the codex offered, right? That's just the name of the game. That's what's going to happen. And the only thing that it's susceptible to is power creep. Right? Like, how do you keep that in check going way into the future? So we make it to end game, everyone's got this crazy weapon and get all this gear, and like the only thing that's going to change going into the future from there is like, okay, here's the next module, you know, oh my god, they released level 110, right? How the heck could it possibly get better? The damage numbers and the like raw stats are what's going to get better. The effects are going to stay probably near the same.
I am very curious on, you know, when we get to higher levels, if the top weapons, the top gear in the game are going to be created by crafters who are like just, you know, super juiced up crafters, you know, the best in the game. Their stats are statted up specifically to create a certain item, or are they going to be found dropped items in dungeons or in other PvE content? Because I hope it's the first. I hope it's crafted items by the top crafters are going to be the top items, and not the because I like that idea better in terms of, you know, the ecosystem and being able to create. Yeah, exactly. Rather than like the dropped items.
It's most likely going to be a mix of both, right?
Right. That's
like,
what I was thinking.
You can't get the dragon tooth dagger without getting a dragon tooth and putting a stick on it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it could just be in a treasure hoard that the dragon was keeping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, imagine you go on a PvE mission with an item. You lose, your heroes don't die, but you lose the equipment on that mission, and then the next person who completes it potentially could get it in a drop.
Oh my god. People would be losing their minds.
Oh my god, it'd be wild.
But you know, also, you're going to get near the end and you got like 3 more uses of this thing. Are you going to hold on to it? When are you going to, but most every drop that I've seen, that like all the mythic items have like 3 enchantment slots. So you can make whatever you find better.
Right.
So it's going to be, I think, a mix of both, because you're going to find this really awesome fire sword of fire, and then you're going to get into your crafter, and they're going to, you know, make it do critical strength 40% of the time. I mean, like something like that. You go like,
you're just, your guy is juiced up. The weapon is juiced up. It's just like,
you go like, and then creating synergies based on everything, right? So it's going to be a 3-way tug between equipment, raw stat growth, and the codex. Like, that's how we are able to create the power in the player's hands.
And then obviously sprinkled in is traits.
Right. Yeah, all that other stuff.
Yeah, stats importance has become so much more clear to me since you know, Raph and Neindorf added that mechanic on their app. You know, that shows you where you are in comparison to your same rarity hero at the same level. To me, that was a game changer. It made me change everything about how I thought about leveling. and picking stats on each level up and what stone to use. I mean, I burnt a lot of heroes, to tear down and rebuild from the old way of thinking from that. So that is huge to me.
1000%. I love that. And also too, something along those same lines, because that tool does show this too, the hit points. I think especially for classes where you don't really think about hit points, your casters and some other stuff like that, like seeing some priests go into these void hunts that have low hit points and getting frustrated with them has definitely changed how I'm looking at some of those classes that traditionally don't have really good vitality. I think like I have a level 12 priest right now who's ready to level up to 13, but he has very low hit points, and I put him on the market because I really am just frustrated with him dying so easily. But he has good stats otherwise, So I think I mean and I knew this stuff would happen when like gameplay was released, where we actually can get a feel for like what these heroes do when they're in the battle. But specifically, shout out to Raph and Nimedorf for making those graphs and like the what are they called? Box and Whisker.
Box and Whisker. Yeah.
Because it's very cool to see where your heroes kind of compare to the population at large.
Guys, I'm going to jump off here. I got to go, but thanks so much for having me on, man. You guys for putting this on. You guys are in for a real treat. I'm looking for this rundown of the rest of the day. So I'll be jumping in and out, checking out all these legends that are going to be coming on after me. But Worm, are you coming on a second time?
I am coming on a second time.
I love it.
You're a badass, brother.
Double booked. Before you take off, I love
you guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
Before you take off, Kong, was there anything you wanted to give away? And then I could do the giveaway and then send you the winner.
I can see if I can put something together and maybe get it there later today. I didn't have anything prepared, but let me see what I can do.
Hey, no worries, man. You go ahead and take off and have a good one.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Take it easy.
Later, Kong.
I'll be watching. You guys have one. Love you guys, man.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, see you.
Love you too.
Wowee.
Oh, speaking of, we are coming up on the hour, by the way. Sir, did you want to have a giveaway?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can make the giveaway, like force the giveaway bot to actually do work this time.
I took one. I wasn't prepared for one part of the giveaway, but I do want to give away the gore staff.
Oh, look at that!
Priests and boosting them up, and I have a gore staff. I just unequipped it, so it's going to be a cooldown. But I do have one to give away. So, however you want to run that, and then when I come back, we'll do the other one, which I have I don't know if we'll have the time or not, but I've been trying out this new segment on my show, or maybe just tried it once, but basically like F, Marry, Kill, but do it with a hero. Basically, whether you play with it or I keep the hero and you spin for a crystal, or we spin for another hero and we throw those two in the pit.
Oh, that's fun.
Wait. Yeah, hold on. I didn't realize. I thought it was just a hypothetical fun game we're playing with heroes. You're actually doing something with them.
No. Like somebody wins.
Okay.
And then I have like a wheel of like 20 heroes. Spin that, and it comes up with one of the heroes on that wheel. And then that person who won has to decide whether they want to keep it, whether they want to.
Which is Mary. Which is Mary.
This is play. This is play. It's called play, profit, or pit.
Oh, I love it. Why don't you like get it prepped, and next time you come on, we'll do it.
Yeah, let's do that later.
I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm coming.
Yeah. All right, perfect. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll have it ready for tonight. I just don't have it ready for this one.
Yeah, I really love it. I love that idea. It's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. All right. So for everybody in chat right now, this is going to be a giveaway for Sir Worm's gore staff.
It's a gore staff 472, I believe is the number. I make sure I transpose numbers all the time, so make sure.
Sweet.
That's the right
number.
No,
this is huge, honestly. So for anyone who wasn't here for the first giveaway, the way it works, I'm sending it in chat right now. You have to do exclamation enter after I start the giveaway. You'll be notified when the giveaway bot starts. Hopefully it works this time, and I don't have to enter everyone manually. That was the whole point, was to not have to do that. Hold on, not yet. Wait till I start the giveaway bot.
I mean, wow, people can just type that if they want to, right?
Yeah, they can, but you're not going to be actually entered yet. Just like right, so for everyone who's typing exclamation enter right now, retype it again after I start the giveaway, after I finish with the instructions. So what's going to happen is I'm going to open the giveaway. The giveaway window is going to stay open for 3 minutes, and it is going to close, and then that populates a text document with which I remove any duplicates, if there are any. Just by the way, if you have a different username on Twitch, I can't stop you from having a double entry. This is just between you and I.
I thought about that.
I mean, I'm not against it, honestly. Watch me both on Twitch and on YouTube. I actually think that the Twitch stream is of higher quality. I think I'm getting like the newbie bitrate limit on YouTube. Yeah. But it should let everyone know who the winner is, and I will be doing a random pull from the hat. So without further ado, here we go. We are starting the giveaway bot right now. Go ahead and make sure you type exclamation enter.
Yeah, I know.
I want everyone to know I'm entering, and if I win, I'm keeping it. I don't care. I'm so sick of everyone on stream giving it away if they win it.
I am not entering.
Worm, I've seen you win stuff on other people's streams, and then you're like, I'll just give it away. No, respect the giveaway, okay?
No, it happens the other way around. I've given away stuff, and then it turns around and gives. One of your box I made is notorious for that, because I think he's won like 3 times on my stream.
I like the exclamation Maddie keeps it.
Yeah, but as far as the pop-ups, I noticed that you could see them on Twitch, but you weren't seeing them on YouTube.
Right, the subscriptions and stuff. Yeah,
who won? Like when you did the last giveaway, I saw who won based like on the screen on Twitch, but I didn't see it on YouTube. I don't, that's probably. I think Twitch is just set up better for that, but
yes, anyone is allowed to win twice. Just FYI, just throwing that out there. If you do exclamation enter, you are entered. Period. It'd be weird if one person ends up winning like over half the prizes.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
But I mean, fingers crossed. There's a variety of winners, but also, shit, yeah, man, get you some good gear.
All right, Wowee, are you? So is it working, or are all the names being put in a hat?
It's not. I don't know why it's not working. I tested this so extensively yesterday, but
I'm sorry.
It's not that big a deal. I mean, I just removed duplicates anyway, and it just adds an annoying extra minute and a half.
All right, so I'm gonna let you do that, and meanwhile, do you mind pulling up the Wowee spec sheet? Let's take a look at it a little bit. So can we go to the traits real quick? Because I want to ask Sir Worm, and this is something I should ask everybody when they're on. Like, what of the traits, what one interests you the most? And which, what if Wowee was going to re-rank the, or the abilities? Which one would you want to see re-ranked or changed, or which one are you most interested in?
Oh, okay. Well, I already know that he'll change his thoughts on toxic, so I'm not worried about that. But
I feel like most people are going to say toxic to that answer. I feel like
right. Explosion. I would like to know. Let me think about it. Hardened shield. Like I'm always disappointed when I get it. Should I be disappointed?
Reduce physical damage by 30% for 4 rounds. I mean, obviously 4 rounds, that's going to be adjusted based on the new speed and like ticks and initiative. So
right,
you kind of have to wait for that. He originally gave it an A. I'm kind of with you. I also am a little disappointed in it, especially compared to, say, Exhaust or Daze or even Explosion. Right. I mean, I think those are all better. Right.
Out of the advanced,
yeah, and also
those 4 advanced, they're that one. The only reason I want the A4 is so that I could go and get an elite above it.
Right. Because, again, and this one too, I think really depends on the class that it's on.
Right.
This on a caster, on a wizard, I'm going to be very disappointed because I'm sure it will help a little bit, but their defense, their physical damage, defense on physical damage is not going to be high. So even if this boosts it a little bit, it's still not going to be a game changer, I think. Meanwhile, if it's on a paladin, I'm way more excited to see that. I think he's going to keep it somewhere near the A rating.
Right.
I think it's kind of an underwhelming one. Yeah, I think that's a fair. I don't know. Who knows?
It feels underwhelming, but
maybe they'll change up the duration. Maybe they'll last a little bit longer. Maybe that's how they'll boost it, or maybe they'll bring up that percentage a little bit more.
I'll save the debate for the transcendent ones for the Mythic Squad guys, because
I know they got their last one on Thursday. They were amped up about that.
Well, yeah, when I was on their show,
right, you were on that, right? Yeah.
A week ago Thursday, they just released the Rockbox, and we're arguing about the transcendent. I'm going, at one point, I'm agreeing with them and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, how did we get down this rabbit hole? When Rockbox just released,
that's like what Beav and Mosh talk about anyways, though. They were already.
I know. I love the debate and to talk about it, but I'm all of a sudden, I'm thinking about it mid argument. I'm like, oh my god, didn't just Rockbox just release?
Yeah.
I felt kind of bad, that we're arguing.
Yeah, no, that's I love Mythic Squad. Shout out to everybody.
I love those guys. I didn't want the team to think that we were unappreciative of the Rockbox. Just
no. Yeah.
But I love the argument. I mean, I loved talking about it. But it was just funny.
I am curious, just in general, on some of these active abilities, because overall, since the start of even since they announced these traits, I've been much more bullish on passive traits, obviously, than the active traits. But seeing the Rockbox do the blind, I am a little bit more excited about Blinding Winds. I still am not going to be seeking that out, but if looking at my heroes, if I find that if I see I have somebody with it, I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm glad he has that. But because I'm still not ever, I think maybe with the exception of stun, I'm never really seeking out specific active traits. I don't really care that much. Yeah,
I haven't really, other than just getting other traits just because I want to build up the tree, go up the tree.
Yeah.
I'm not really paying attention to that. But I will say, I probably will not feel bad for any hero that has cleanse. I will probably go, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's I can live with that. It's let's go.
Cleanse.
I'm probably going to need it. So
cleanse right now, I believe. Oh no, he put critical aim ahead of it. And then tied it with Deathmark for his favorite active. And I'm sure it'll be still there at that same ranking.
You think?
If we re-rank these, cleanse is going to be the best basic in my opinion.
I think so. I mean,
okay, I am ready for a winner.
Okay, good.
Nice.
But wait, so finish that thought.
I forget where I was going.
Is cleanse the best basic?
I think so. I mean, it depends on if there's certain debuffs that it cannot cleanse, which I think it can't do days.
Yeah, days.
Definitely can't do stun, because stun is just already stunned.
No, it can do stun. It can't do exhaust and daze, but it can do stunned.
Okay, it can do stun.
But again, cleanse is one of the random debuffs.
It's random, right? Yeah.
If you are slowed and stunned, it'll only do one of those. So
you're hoping that it hits the bleed or the toxic or the poison.
Right. Poison or the blind would be the ideal ones for it. But I still think it's the top basic. But all right, let's pull the winners.
Yeah, so we got it's just a single winner for the score staff, correct? Or are you giving away multiple core staffs? All right, cool.
Just one,
Just one,
so we're gonna go ahead and pull a winner right now. Look at that. Heart B719 has won. Congratulations. Enjoy your new Gore staff. I'm gonna putting him down. I'm putting them right there.
So, do you want me to send it to you, or?
So, what I'm gonna do is I'm compiling a list of the winners. The winners have to reach out either to me or you and give us their information to send it. If they reach out to me, I will be sending the information to you. Less middleman, less transactions. We don't need, everybody wasting Jewel. It's just one send from person with to person to receive. So congratulations, Heart B719.
Nice, congratulations. Yeah, I see them.
I know, right, friends? Like SI has been like.
He's been in the waiting room for a bit.
He's been spicy today. Well, Sir Rip, thank you so much for coming by, man. We'll be seeing you later tonight too.
Yeah, you're coming back on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10 o'clock. So
Jesus Christ, we're gonna be on until 10. Jesus.
Well, you're longer than that.
Let's see, what time is it? It's like 8 p.m.
Oh man,
we've only been live for 2 hours.
Well, wow. I want to start really getting into some of these traits and the actual re-ranking.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I was actually thinking about that while in this last hour. I was like, there's no way we're gonna be getting to this stuff if we're talking, because I mean we're just having too much of a good time.
Well, yeah, we're gonna run out of stuff to talk about, but
that's what you think.
No, I don't think so. You're gonna have Workhorse. Come on,
I know, I'm so excited.
Possibly Hubert and you get
four
people from the team.
I know.
The guys in Orlando are gonna be popping in at a quote random surprise time.
Honestly, I hope it's right when Fran signs on and we just mute him.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, I want to respect SI's time and his. I know he's prepped for his debate, so
he's amped up. All right. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting.
Thanks for having me on. I love this.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll see you later today.
I'll be listening to this debate. I can't wait.
All right, man.
See you guys later.
Talk to you later.